To support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. Once again, positivesarcasm.com/donate. Thank you and enjoy the program. I probably had COVID like 74 times. I have no clue, and I don't care.
Everybody liked Blanche. Because Blanche was a pig who took it in the ass.
Did you smell your poop? Did you learn anything? Did you read about the dog story?
Why the fuck is my ex-girlfriend, who I despise, calling me?
There's a lot to blame on the news. It's a lot to blame on Anthony Fauci, that Italian leprechaun.
Almost like it never existed, but it fucking did. So do me a favor, go yourself.
PositiveSarcasm.com, recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio. Like, subscribe, share, donate. PositiveSarcasm.com/donate. Any amount is appreciated. You can also check out my link to the Weeble app. Go ahead and get some free stocks. That's a way of getting yourself started with a portfolio, and of course supporting the podcast by giving me access to free stock. So if I refer you, you get free stuff and I get free stuff. It's just another way of supporting the podcast, supporting the channel, supporting everything that I do here. Questions, concerns, comments, positivesarcasm.com. Go to the contact section. You can access, well, all my stuff there, and you can email me directly to that. Or you just, you know what, you can email me, positivesarcasm@outlook.com. Check out my other channels, Positive Sarcasm, this channel, and then Music Reactions channel. More on that and all that stuff. But, yeah, so questions, concerns, you guys know where to find me. And, yeah, let's get started. Today on the docket, obviously we got Q&A as usual to break down the end of the podcast. Living in a college town really quickly. Spending a new article that came out about metal music. A quick dive over by Instagram reactions, and then it's a little thingy about government credibility, and then of course we'll close up with Dig Q&A. So I've been living in a college town for the past few months now, setting up shop. Everything is basically where it's supposed to be. Comfortable living, walking with my best friend every morning and every night, and chasing the gophers like we're supposed to be doing. Finally, nice to have a spot where it's like, hey, this is all my stuff. But it is interesting to see the contrast to somebody who's halfway to death, and seeing people getting ready to blow up their debt-to-income ratio sky high by attending a college that's literally going to serve them no purpose in the long run. By the way, what the fuck is up with the University of Maine deciding that if you wanted to either what was it? University? Let me look this up really quick. This is quite annoying. So University of Maine and vaccine mandate. I got to check this out because I heard this and I'm like, I thought we were over this. Okay, vaccine update. COVID-19 health and safety guide. All right, so let's just take a look here. All right, what are the fall 2022 COVID-19 vaccination requirements for students who will be in person on campus? University students who plan to participate in any on-campus or university-sponsored experience must be fully vaccinated against COVID, completing the primary vaccine doses in a 2-dose COVID-19 vaccine series, such as Pfizer or Moderna vaccines, or completing a single-dose COVID-19 vaccine, such as Johnson & Johnson's vaccine, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so let me see here. What does that mean? In any on-campus or university-sponsored experience, does that mean like attending class, or what does that mean? Hold on, let me read more here. Booster shots are strongly encouraged for all students as a way to prevent severe cases of COVID. Okay. Or obtain a University of Maine system-approved exemption. All right, so that's that's in order for you to, I guess, to go to the University of Maine. Let me see. Let's see. I'm a student who has had COVID-19. Do I still need to get inoculated under the UMS vaccination policy? Yes. Vaccination of university students able to be vaccinated who will be in person on campus and in our facilities is important for community health, safety, and well-being. Vaccination is intended to help against blah, 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 infection. How do vaccinated members of the students, how do students request medical? Okay. So that settles it. If you are a student and you are actually looking to attend a campus, well, in my opinion, if you are like the University of Maine and you require proof of vaccination to actually go there, I wouldn't go there. I think that would be my answer to that. Any college or any institution that requires such stupidity, I wouldn't fucking go to. So quite frankly, the University of Maine can suck a whole bag of dicks, and any other college or institution that makes such stupid requests, or stupid demands for that matter. They don't deserve you. Especially if you are a deserving student, you don't need to go there because they don't deserve you. So whatever. I don't have to be plain about I can just be plain about it. Fuck them. Fuck the University of Maine. Fuck them right in the ass. Anyways, I didn't want to talk about that. I want to talk about some other shit. Like I said, living in a college town is an interesting experience. It's very clean. There's a lot of grass. There's a lot of, people mowing lawns. And college towns are generally pretty small. And it's very interesting. It's like you go to a college town, it's hustling and bustling. It's just college kids in an extended atmosphere. They know nothing about the real world. They have absolutely no experience outside the real world. They maybe are an intern as a nursing assistant, or they work at a grocery store. Besides that, they live in a town comprised mainly of college students, which means they're not getting any actual real world experience. They're just going to a place with a lot of people that smell like them. It makes no difference whatsoever. But for me, it makes for great entertainment. I discovered this picture going for a little stroll in the morning. As you'd expect, in a college town, you have, let me pull up my secondary monitor here. In a standard college town, you have the usual grill outside. You have the campus chairs. You have the random beer bottles kicking around on, probably empty, but who the hell knows. You have your couch. Instead of being on the inside of the house, you, of course, have it on the porch because that's where couches belong. But this is peculiar here, and let me scroll in just a little bit. Can somebody explain to me what the remnants of what appears to be a red velvet cake doing on the front porch of this shared apartment housing? Now, to me, see, first of all, is that a Four Loko? I'm pretty sure that's a Four Loko right there next to the Bud Light can. But that aside, Four Loko makes sense, especially in a college town. The Bud Light, yeah, okay, great. It's basically hot dog water. But this is sad to me. That was probably a perfectly good red velvet cake, and they ruined it. I mean, they ruined such, velvety, moist deliciousness. That's quite upsetting. I'm assuming right next to it that probably was ice cream. I'm assuming it wasn't a fucking bowl of soup. So this is probably ice cream or whipped cream or something like that. And then this cake right next to it suffered a torturous, slow death. I'm hoping they eventually got rid of it. Is that a mini fridge? That's definitely a mini fridge. So, yeah, there you have it. That's this is what you generally see in a college town. There's a couple mini fridges, a couch for the outside, yeah, there you go. That's college for you right there. But it is enjoyable. I am enjoying my time here, just absorbing some of the situation that is. I mean, people watching here is great. Just watching college kids who can barely get out of bed in the morning and resort to essentially a pair of shorts and a pair of pajama bottoms because they can't put themselves together to save their own fucking lives. And I got to be honest with you, I was no different when I was in college. I mean, waking up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and looking for a clean pair of underwear was essentially my daily life. But I didn't go to college to learn. And thankfully, because of that, I didn't go to an expensive college. But just like college, I still have the same issue I have today. 20 years later, I have a spending problem. I have a spending problem because of damn websites like Slickdeals and apps that like JCPenney's. Perfect. Like I can't have one watch. I have to have 6. I can't have one camera. I have to have 3. I can't. And thankfully, I'm able to look up really good deals, or I would be in huge debt. I mean, I can't have one laptop. I have to have 6 because I'm in many different locations. Even though laptops you're supposed to close them and take them with you, I just somehow come across the ability to have that many computers. But that's just laptops. I have actually 2 desktops too on top of that. So I have 8 computers in total. But I have to upgrade all of them. So I have to spend $20 here and $20 there to upgrade the RAM, to upgrade the SSD. Cuz. And then, of course, clothing. It's like I don't spend a lot of money on clothing. But, if I have if I go and see a deal on $6 shirts, I have to go and get like at least 12 of them in several different colors. You can't just have one color V-neck. You have to have every color in the rainbow, because we're just coming off of, Pride Month. Oh, speaking of Pride Month, I got my my white power Skittles. So there you have it. I'll be donning a hoodie tonight. That's all white. But yeah, I have those. I didn't buy those. A friend of those gave those to me. But I have them. All colors of the rainbow, as the way they should be. All white. LOL. So, yeah, like a perfect example. Slickdeals ruins me. Slickdeals. I thought eBay was definitely a problem child, but it's just when I go out of my way. It's like I'm trying to find every reason not to buy something, and sometimes it's just too good a deal. It's just too good a deal. It's only, how much is pillows? How much are pillows? Like I went on there, I went to a 4th of July sale. Obviously it's a sale. And I'm like, well, I definitely need my beauty rest. Up to 95% off a 2-pack of luxury power extra firm pillows. And it's like, do I want my bed to look like an Egyptian sanctuary? But of course I do. Why can I buy a 2-pack when I could buy a 4-pack? Why would I buy them in standard when I can get them in queen? So I have to have 8 pillows on my bed because, it's just me and the dog, but we have to have that many pillows because that just makes sense. But when you see something like that, oh shit, did I get that? LCD 10%? Oh, that's not too bad. It's coupons bonanzas. This is my biggest problem is spending. My car is never clean enough. My shoe collection is never big enough. My watch collection, I'm 60. Oh, look, there's a bidet for sale. That's $199. You could buy a bidet way cheaper than that. Look at this. What is this? Is this really $25? What is that? That is a Barclay expandable buffet. See, this is why I have spending problems. Look at this shit. This is a Barclay expandable buffet for $29 in beautiful vintage white. $29? This thing was $1,200. Holy shit. Check availability. Let me see here. 03824. Let's go ahead and submit for delivery. Let's go ahead and see if I can go ahead and check out vintage white expandable buffet. Let me see if I can actually buy this for no fucking reason whatsoever. 150. What? I don't want to deliver it. Can I get it? See, this is what you do. Room of choice. I don't even want this delivered. I want to see if I can actually have this pick it up from somewhere. Scheduled delivery. I don't want to have this delivered. This is what you have to do. You have to find a way out of. Please ensure you have delivery method. You scheduled delivery. So let's go backwards and see if I can actually have this in-store pickup. Does it have in-store pickup? Let's see. Vintage white. This thing is gorgeous. Look at that thing. Look, what's the dimensions on this thing? Look at all that. Oh, that is gorgeous. The question is, though, available for delivery. Let's go ahead and do that. Here's the kicker. $75 delivery, but I'd rather just pick it up at the store. This item isn't on display within 100 miles. Talk to a Macy's rep. See, this is my biggest problem with Macy's is their freaking their shipping sucks. Absolutely sucks. See, if it was $29 and I could pick it up in store, I would do it right now. Let me go back to is it still in my cart? Let me go back to my cart. Let me go to the view bag. Is there any such thing as in-store pickup? Congrats, you get free shipping. I do? Do I really get free shipping? Oh, come on. Get online order. Macy's Star, all other orders. Free shipping with a $29 purchase. What's the exclusions? Loyalty status, $3 or more, Star Pass coupons, perks and offers, birthday surprise, entertainment access, no annual fee. Okay. Macy's has shipping starts, select home, Where's the free shipping? That's the thing. That's the kicker. Yeah, I thought it said I qualify for free shipping all Free shipping, no minimum when you shop with a Macy's card. Oh, god damn it. See, this is my problem. I'm now trying to find ways around this, and I'm not sure I can do it. Hold on. That's white glove delivery. Proceed to checkout. I can't do it. I can't do it. Nope. To see if you have other offers, sign in. Yeah, it's not there. I can't do it. So what I have to do is go like this and get out of it. But that thing's gorgeous. 46 inches wide, up to 75 inches tall, and 20 inches deep, and 40 inches in height. Vintage white. That's gorgeous. For $29, I mean, I would have loved in-store pickup. But see, this is one of my big problems is going through this website and being like, yeah, I need blackout curtains. I gotta sleep. It's like I'm going through. I can get. Look at these. Look at these shoes. These shoes are awesome. Look at these shoes. Like I have to click on this. I mean, unisex royal, men's royal. I mean, high seasonals. What does this even look like? Oh, I can't wear those. Nope. I can't. I cannot wear shoes like that. Absolutely not. Now these denims right here. What are these? Could I wear these? I could totally wear those. Okay, select size medium. So do they have 10.5s? Look at those. Those are freaking awesome. Men's royal denim, $44.95. Okay. Do they have them in other colors? It's recycled denim. So if they have them, is there a after promo code ProSave? Okay. So let me go over here. And do they have another color? That's dark indigo black. I could rock those all day long. So let me click on these and see if this is a spending problem. This is a perfect example of having a spending problem. 10.5. Are these cool? What kind of thingies are these? Those are cool. Those look a little more chickish, so I can't really wear those. But these royal low canvases. Let me click on these. Are those? Those are chicky-ish. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but where's the color? Where's the brown ones? I want the brown ones. Where's the fucking brown ones? Sizes and colors may vary. So men's royal plus denim. So where's those brownies? I don't think I see them. I mean, these, first of all, 10.5. Add to cart. Those are pretty dope. Now, yeah. And then go to PayPal. And then, go from there. Like, this is a spending problem. This is an actual spending problem. Oops, I don't even know my own password. What's the matter with me? There we go. And then going, yeah. It's just, there's so many good, it's going to get even more ridiculous when actually, like, what do you call it? Like when shit actually gets solved with the supply chain issue. I probably shouldn't even be doing this right now. Let me close this out for now. Standard free delivered by July. This is fucking amazing. So don't wait, 14. So I'll deal with this later. But this is a perfect example of having a spending issue. It's like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm totally a materialistic person. Totally a materialistic person. Like I go through so much stuff. Like look at. Well, see, this I won't do. This I won't do. Like nothing here. This shit doesn't do anything for me. Toilet paper, don't need that. Don't need that. Because I got a bidet, so I definitely don't need that. Backpacks, my sister gets me one every year. That's the rules. A huge overthrow blanket. I got 2 of them in here right now. Webcam, already got it. GoPro stuff, already got it. A guitar, I can't play. Laptops, I got 8. I got 6 of them. This hurts right here. This fucking this buffet thingy, right? Even though I got no goddamn room for it. That thing is sweet. But I mean, if you are looking to save, look, a crossbow. I could totally use a crossbow. It'll complement my 45 caliber carbine. But this is my spending problem. Like, I'm getting my teeth ripped out. I spent $85 in post wisdom teeth groceries. So this is an issue of mine. that I go through on a daily basis. And this is where my willpower starts to fade. Absolutely. Spending problem. Should I buy these? What do you think? You think I should buy these? You save $20, standard free. I mean, those are pretty dope. The question is where they made. Let's find out, because I told you I don't want to buy. Let's see, they're imported. Where are they imported from? Let's see. Wait. We could probably find out. Let me look at the shoe. So is there any markings on there? There's no markings on those Keds right there. There's no marking right there. No marking there. You know what? It's on the inside lip. So let's type in, where are Keds shoes made? Keds is an American brand of canvas shoes with rubber soles. Okay, where is the actual shoe made though? That's the thing. Keds shoes are made in the United States. They are manufactured, stationed in Michigan. Are Keds shoes made in the athletic shoes are still made partly Keds, blah, blah, blah. All right. pvillage.org. Let's find out. Are Keds athletic shoes still made entirely in the U.S., such as Vans and part of Converse's line? Are in late 60s, is Keds a good brand? Beyond comfort and variability. Okay. Wear socks. Do Keds stretch out? Do people still wear Keds? What shorts? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So that says that they're still made in the USA. Keds made in the USA. Keds shoes still made. You'd be surprised by a wide range. Footwear news. Okay, let's keep going at it. Let's see. Alden shoes, made in Middlebury, Mass. Allen Edmonds is made in Wisconsin. Annie Bing, made in Los Angeles. What's these? Bates. Bates is made in Grand Rapids. Chaco, Danner, Portland, Oregon. What's this brand? Eastland. Aldo's are not. Aldo's are made in China. Those are disgusting. Fry, they're made in... Although Fry makes most of its shoes in China, the American footwear brand features... Okay, well, they're made in China. Well, fuck that noise. Helm boots. Those look cool. Jack Rogers. Keen. Clogs. LL Bean. He's made in the U.S. Lucchesi's. Moxie. Monroe. New Balance. Company operates 5 factories in Maine and Massachusetts. Mm-hmm. Where else? Number 6 clogs, Okabashi, Onyx, Palm Beach sandals, Pia Flyers. Look at that. Quaddy. Where's fucking Keds? Rocky, San Antonio Shoemakers. Nice. Sath, Sloggers, Titles, Wolverines. Okay, so Keds, I guess, are made in the U.S. So, let's see here. Do I have a... Let me take a look here. Slickdeals, men's. Where's that fucking Ked shoe? Because I'm a psycho. Let me click on that. Let's do a purchase here live on the podcast. Let's do okay, so pro save. Let me do this real quick. I gotta turn something off real quick. Sorry. Let me turn this off. Okay, continue to order. Yep, continue to review order. Yep, finishing paying, pro kids. Now, was it pro save? Nope, I don't want to do that. I want to edit the shipping information. I want to send them to... Let me see here. What the hell? Orders that will be... I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do... Let's do... Let's do... Was it... Where do I live again? 8 Main Street. Fucking idiot. 8 Main Street. 12. And then let's do... and... Oops. Let's do one more. 03. Phone for delivery. Don't need... It's fine. Don't need that. Standard, continue to billing. Okay. Yep, we recommend. Okay, fine. You recommend that. That's fine with me. Have a promo code. PROSAVE, PROSAVE. All right, let's apply that. Okay, video capture device. Let's turn that back on. $25 for a sweet pair of Royal Plus denim made in the USA. Okay, Royal shipping for address for billing. Nope. Okay. Nope. Let's do that. Let's do 2. Yeah, we got this is yeah. 2 Brenda Lane. C. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to do this. I'm doing it. Like, I don't care. I'm doing this. Like, see, this is my problem with spending. This is my 3, 7. You know, and since I'm all over the place, I've yet to catch up on my actual billing dates and shit. Where is it? Where is it? Where is my money? 03867 03867 promo code applied save review your order. $25 for Royal Plus denims. Okay. And we're gonna use that. Log back in. Okay, continue. And then place your order. Okay, there we go. I just bought myself. See, I have a spending problem, a huge spending problem. So this is what I bought. I bought these men's Royal Plus denims, originally $45.95, $44.95, and I got them for a 10.5, and I got them for $25. A nice, comfortable pair of shoes made in the USA. That would match perfectly with my comfy wear. Like, this is perfect. That's a nicely perfect shoe. I love it. That's excellent. So there you go. I have a spending. I literally wrote here, living in a college town, spending problem, and now I have a spending problem. I didn't even plan to do that, but this is some of the things we go through, or some of the things I go through on a daily basis. It's just, now I didn't buy a buffet, which doesn't make any sense. Shoes I can use. Shoes, I'll walk all day. Like, there's a nice little pair of Sperry's. There's those Echoes are too much money. Harley Davidson footwear, always overpriced. See, this is where I get into trouble, is when like watches start popping up on my feed. Like, see that shit right there? That's a Tissot. That's gorgeous. That is absolutely gorgeous. Too much money though. I'm not spending that. Glycines are always too expensive. I have plenty of socks. What is that? Ester? Oh, I thought it was like testosterone. An Barber Ashby jacket. Don't need that. I don't need that. Don't need any more towels. So now I can start to calm down. Like, it's like, whew, I had that rush. It's like a needle in my arm, a needle of savings. So now I can close out of there. Now I can close out of that. I can close out of that. Okay. I want to get to this article. What the fuck time is it on there? Oh, 27 minutes? Okay, cool. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. I want to get to this article about metal music. You guys know that I started a podcast channel. What do you call it? A music reaction channel. In the beginning, I started with music that I've heard before and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll still react to music I know. But it's basically now, most of the time, new music that I've been reacting to, new bands that I've been like, because I want to react positively to like every song. So when people are like, dude, you have to listen to this song, it's like this. Okay, cool. And a lot of it is definitely like metal music or loud or heavy rock. And there was a new article by PopSci about people have been debating whether or not metal music is good, whether it's talent. First of all, the science is clear as far as like the musicians in metal, a lot of them are very, very talented. But now the science is clear, according to Martha Harbison, that metal music is good for you. So let's go ahead and just jump into this article, and then we're going to move over to a quick Instagram, and then maybe we'll close up shop for today. Okay. I might flip it over as far as government credibility and do dig Q&A first and then talk about government credibility. So the science is clear. To the uninitiated, metal music, especially its more extreme forms like death metal and grindcore, sound like a melody penned by an angry caveman. It's punishing, chaotic, brutal, aggressive, and cacophonous. Now I know actually what that means. But as the concept of the caveman itself, recent research has built up a much more nuanced picture of the genre. Scholars and fans alike are now exploring its role in emotional regulation and its potential to help us survive impending doom. A bit ambitious? Perhaps, but metal has always been brash. What makes a song metal? Metal emerged as a genre distinct from rock in the early 1970s. Artists pushed to create heavier music. According to Zet, a formerly trained musician and a guitarist in black thrash band Command. First and foremost, metal has to have distorted guitars. It usually has riffs, repeating cycles of musical ideas, and it's usually heavy. That is loud or crunchy. Beyond that, what makes metal is difficult to answer in words. A particular mix of driving drum and bass rhythms, distortion, and exaggerated vocal styles, i.e. Fear Factory. From growls to soaring falsettos sets it apart from punk and other edgy styles. But even those qualities don't quite get to the heart of the matter because metal contains multitudes. Popular science. So, for any kind of music that you like, there's a metal band that you'll probably like too, says Kim Kelly, a journalist who spent 5 years covering the subject for publications such as Noisy and Metal Sucks. If someone likes ethereal melodies and clean singing and emotional atmospheric vibes, there's a metal band for that. If you're interested in hip-hop, there's crossovers and connective tissue there as well. True, new metal really utilized some of those prototypes from the 80s, such as like Walk This Way and Anthrax and Public Enemy, and then they took that idea and really ran with it in the 90s. Metalheads aren't who you think you are. Just as the genre is more complex than you might assume, so too are its myriad of fans. They're more diverse and less angry than stereotypes would have you believe. For starters, they're everywhere. A full 145 of the world's nations had at least one active metal band in 2021. Contrary to popular belief, fans don't all look like burly Vikings. Lena Dawes, an ethnomusicologist, author of What Are You Doing Here? A Black Woman's Life and Liberation in Heavy Metal, has seen as much while in lay down. Buddy, gotta lay down. Investigating why gravitate toward Black Americans tend to gravitate towards intense music. Her interviews with artists and devotees over the last few years suggest that punk, power violence, grindcore, and other genres known to be explicitly political may offer a form of catharsis for youth dealing with individual and systemic oppressions. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, metal. We'll just skip along. Okay, metal's intense, but is it bad for you? Despite growing evidence, I almost got a little bit of coffee. Sip that. The stereotype of brooding and violent metal fans pervades, which raises the concerns of parents and educators. Because of this, researchers across disciplines have paid plenty of attention of how this music might mold minds. They looked at metalhead personality traits, questioned their propensity for self-harm and violence, and even tutted over the risks of headbanging-related brain injuries. Metalheads do have commonalities, but just not those outsiders might think. The university psychologist reported that folks with systemizing traits who tend to analyze things and look for patterns are more likely to enjoy intense music and reject mellow crooners. Psychologists at Heriot Watt University in Scotland found that headbangers were drawn to theatricality, a preference they share with classical aficionados. In fact, the only thing separating the groups was age. Younger folks tend to prefer Metallica to Mozart. Let's see. But that's not to say metal doesn't affect us. People who were metalheads in the 80s, while often they engaged in risky sex, drugs, and rock and roll habits as youth, they were also significantly happier during that time than their peers and better adjusted as adults. Could be on that being of cultural fringes can help one develop a strong sense of self and perhaps even build supportive friendships. Oh, cool! They're showing the circles, I love it. That's awesome. Could help. Blah blah blah. It goes into multiple things about metal. Metal. I mean, to me, I don't have shit. Like, look, it is a form of music. What's more dangerous? Like, weekly top 40 hits that just recycle the same beat garbage played by people that have no fucking talent, that have gone through no struggle, that are basically going to disappear in 2 to 3 years? Or do you want a band that has basically been on the road since they were 17, 18 years old, that have, basically rode together, slept in the same bed, have just gone through real struggle in creating their own lyrics, weren't signed by anybody, and just like we're making $50, $100 on the road? I mean, there's some cohesiveness to this. And now a lot of metal bands, they're just releasing shit on their own on like YouTube or whatever. They're not even creating whole albums, but the stuff that's out there is so creative lately. I was concerned about metal music for a while, but now with bands like, the fuck is it? I just did one. What the hell's the name of that band? Well, one of them obviously. Let me go over to. Actually, let me just look here for a second. I'll give you a whole list of bands that I've been like, I'm completely blown away with, especially lately. Let's see. Sort by most viewed. So let's see. Meshuggah, obviously. Electric Callboy is another one. Rammstein is still doing it after forever. Mick Gordon is involved. The band Motionless in White. Battle Beast. Slipknot still doing the damn thing. Ginger. You have bands like Amaranth. You have Orbit Culture. You have let's see, they're not around anymore. If you're into like goth metal, there's Lord of the Lost. Who else do we got here? There's Fit for a King. There's who else do we got? That's also Amaranth. That's Fear Factory. They're not around anymore, at least not in their original form. There's who else? What's the name of that band? Oh, Memphis May Fire. There's I Prevail. There's I already said Motionless in White. This is the band I'm talking about. Spirit Box. I mean, there's a lot of new bands that are just coming out with all kinds of cool shit. There's Crown the Empire. There's a ton of different bands out there coming out with new stuff all the time that gets my attention. There's Slaughter to Prevail. They just dropped a single a few months back called Bone Breaker. The live version of it, they have an album out that just came out. But I mean, there's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of the genre is widening, ever so widening, and it's more appreciated now than it's ever been. So. Is it good for you? Yeah, because it's original. It's original more than anything. Anything that you're hearing in the pop side, which obviously pop is pop, but metal will always be original. It'll always be original. It will always be effort-based. And it does require a high degree of intelligence in order to better understand it. It just has. Let's go ahead and, what do we got, 36 minutes? Let's go ahead and, the article started talking about like some systemic shit, so I kind of wavered from it. But for the most part, there is a lot to talk about there. There's a lot of discussion there. And metal it's a form of music that does help you get some of that aggression out so that you kind of, don't go on a rampant shooting rampage. There was something on Instagram the other day that was really quick. It's really quick to the point. So let's just go ahead and just let me do a quick refresh on it. This was sent to me. Oh, oh, that's so gross. Look at him. Hold on. Wait. Oh, this is right before it. Oh. Oh, that is a big dog. That's got to be 100-pounder right there, right, buddy? Here, hold on, one more time. Oh. All right, let's close that out. Let's get to some other shit. By the way, if you want to support this podcast, go to positivesarcasm.com/donate. Any amount's appreciated. If you want to go ahead and sign up for the link down below, the Weeble app, you'll get free stocks. I'll get free stocks. And, everybody's happy, and you can start your portfolio that way, at least till the stock market crashes. Anyways, let's go on and move on. We're at 30. We're closing up at 40 minutes. Let's go ahead and move on to some Q&A. Dig.com Q&A. Why is my wife still so upset that I cheated on her last month? Because you cheated on her last month. Why? My wife and I have been married for 8 years. We're in our 30s and have 2 children. I love her. She's my best friend. Unfortunately, I made a big mistake. I got drunk at a conference last month and slept with another woman. I swear it was a one-time thing and meant nothing to me. When I got home, I decided the right thing to do was to tell my wife what had happened, apologize, and promise it would never happen again. It was never supposed to fucking happen in the first place, stupid. I knew there might be fallout, but I had no idea she would be so upset. She has practically stopped talking to me and threatened to throw me out. I've apologized so many times, this is killing me. What more can I do? You do whatever she asks of you. You commit. Okay. Let me go ahead and show you something here. This is really, really important. The circles of hell. I'm going to show you something here. This is real fucking important. Okay? Get out of here. Circles of hell. And I'm going to give you a real perspective here of why she's so upset. This is Dante's 9 Circles of Hell. So let me show you this here. All right. This is the 9 Circles of Hell. This is the deepest treachery. So, fraud. These are the deepest circles of hell, the deepest circles of sin. Fraud. The circle is distinguished from its predecessors by being made up of those who consciously and willingly commit fraud. Treachery, the deepest circle of hell, where Satan resides. It's divided into 4 rounds. So, let's see here. Son of it is known for inviting. This round hosts for those who betray their guests. They are punished more harshly because of the belief that having a guest means entering into a voluntary relationship, and betraying a relationship willingly entered is more despicable than betraying a relationship born into. Okay? So the 4th round is Judaica, after Judas who betrayed Christ. This round is preserved for traitors to their lords, benefactors, and masters. So, the betrayers. You betrayed somebody in a marriage, a deeply committed relationship that's been signed into. You have children together. You have a house together. You have a life together. And you got drunk at a conference and fucked some skank. You've committed the ultimate sin. The ultimate sin. So all the way up here, limbo. Those who, there's lust. Lust is different. Lust is you're not married, but you're getting after it. Gluttony, you're getting too much after it. Greed, you've gotten greedy about getting after it. Anger, heresy, violence, and then you're down all the way here standing next to Satan himself. That's the problem. That's the problem. Is in this relationship, you have created the greatest of sins. So threatening to throw you out you're basically at her mercy because you did something that was 100% wrong. If this was a situation where you said that I want a divorce, the minute you make that clear, it's like I want a divorce, you can do whatever you want. And whatever, that's that. But if you're like, oh, I don't know or whatever, it's like, okay, well, you're either in or you're out. So if you want to go ahead and see other people, you have to make it known to your partner that it's like, I want out of this relationship. And then you can go ahead and start doing essentially whatever you want. Okay? As long as you're doing everything else to the benefit of ending the relationship properly. But you're in a marriage. You're in your 30s. You have 2 children. You say she's your best friend. But you just betrayed your best friend. So you can't keep apologizing. You need to do everything. You can't place any blame on her. Whatever the relationship had as far as its shortcomings is stuff that you need to work on. And that's it. You completely fucking screwed up. And this was just a month ago. This could take years to fix. Or she could just say, screw it, we're done here. Does she have some blame in the relationship in general? Yeah, but you completely crossed the line. So whatever you plan on doing or whatever she wants you to do, if you actually want this to, regardless of whether it meant nothing, it means everything to her. So whatever she wants for you to do in order to keep this shit together, if she wants to keep it together at all, you're at her mercy. Period. Let's move on to the next one. How can I get my boss to stop giving me arbitrary, dishonest timelines for a promotion that he keeps reneging on? I work for a mid-sized sales company in the Midwest. My boss has told me on several occasions that I'm being promoted. But when the time comes, he says he's tried, but management wasn't on board. Now he tells me it's 60 days away, then 16 weeks, then within a year. He does it in front of others too. I've asked him to stop telling me that, but he doesn't. He seems to think it will lift my spirits and make me feel important, but it's doing the opposite. It makes me feel stupid, and it feels cruel. Outside of reporting into HR, do you have any advice for what I could say to him? Yeah, go get another job. Simple. Just go get another job. You're not getting a fucking promotion. You're being lied to. You're a monkey with a banana on a treadmill. You're not getting it. You're not getting that promotion. Go find another job. And then when you go find another job and you have a deal on the table, you can either just leave or you can say, I have another position in mind, or I can just just let me keep it simple here. Go find another job, lock it in, put in your notice. Or basically do this. Give me this promotion now, or I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. That's it. But you're not staying. Go find another position. You have the sales skills, then you can definitely go find another sales position. But that's it. You can definitely get out of this. Let's move on to the next one. Was I wrong to steal my neighbor's garden gnome because it frightens my 5-year-old? My neighbor has a large 34-year-old female has a large 34-year-old. No, my neighbor female 34 has a large front garden. She grows flowers and some produce. Sometimes she comes over with extras, which is nice. She also has a gnome village. That's pretty cool in her garden. We recently got Cindy a new gnome. For whatever reason, my 5-year-old son has developed a fear of the particular gnome. I'm not sure why, and yes, I have asked him why. I'm sure he's seen some scary on YouTube or something. The gnome is just a normal gnome, gardening hug, basket of flowers. I decided to talk to Cindy, explain the problem, and she asked if she would remove the gnome to back garden briar, blah, blah, blah. Cindy refused. I wasn't asking too much. A few days ago, my son was outside playing in the ball roll in Cindy's yard. He refused to go get it, crying and begging me to go get the ball. I got the ball and moved the gnome behind some flower bushes. My plan was to move it back once my son stopped playing. Cindy came out from the water garden, noticed the gnome was gone, and demanded to know where it was. She even threatened to call the police on me. Over a gnome. After I gave back the gnome, Cindy told me not to come on her property again. I told my wife what happened. She thinks Cindy overreacted. She also thinks I shouldn't have taken the gnome. She says our son will get over his fear in time, and he'll just have to play in the back. I think our son has the right to play in his own front yard. Okay, you went onto somebody's yard. Okay, you went into somebody's yard and moved something. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, first of all, did you get the gnome? Recently Cindy got a new gnome. Okay, so your son's being a bitch. Number one, your son needs to get the fuck over it. My parents had this crazy a picture in the kitchen when I was a kid, and it was a picture of an owl that was hiding in a hollowed out tree. But to me, it looked like a monster. And in the kitchen, it was dark, so you can close the doors to the kitchen, the light of the living room is completely closed off, so all you see is the light of the giant eyes of these owls. It looks like a fucking monster. It's why would you put that in the kitchen? So every time I'd have to go through the kitchen, I have to go because I didn't understand what the picture was. So I would run, so I'd go through the hallway, and then I would run from the beginning of the kitchen all the way to these sliding cabinet doors to get into the den. And it would freak out. And then when I stopped and looked at the picture one day, I go, wait a minute, that's not a monster. That's an owl in a tree. And then I wasn't afraid anymore. I was like, oh, and nobody explained to me what the picture was. And then I realized, oh, it's just an owl. It's a stupid owl. I'm not scared anymore. But I was still terrified of the basement. That being said, your kid has a fear of a gnome. It's fine. It's no big deal. Your kid needs to get over it or just continue to be afraid of it. But what you did was by going out on their yard and taking something is you didn't. I mean, she said no. That's the end of it. What you did was completely wrong. Completely wrong. She threatened to call the police. Hopefully you got the fucking hint. Let's move on to the next one. And are you the asshole? Yeah, 100%. How can I get my daughter to prioritize my emotional needs during her son's health crisis? Jesus, boy, people are fucking selfish. I just found out that my grandson was diagnosed with a serious illness instead of telling me. My daughter went to her mother-in-law first. She's been coordinating babysitting and hospital transit for them for 3 weeks before anyone thought to tell me about my grandson. When I tried to set up a schedule to streamline things and get them the right help, my daughter boxed me out. I was so hurt. She claims I chose her brother over her when the grandkids were babies, but that's not how it was. Oh boy. My free-spirited son struggled with a lot with becoming a dad. It isn't a role that plays to his strengths, and he felt a lot of shame around not being the primary breadwinner. My daughter has always been responsible, so I knew that she'd be fine. Because I knew that they had different needs, I said yes to different things, childcare and financial help for my son, and more laid-back approach to my daughter because she didn't need the help. Now she told me I'm only allowed to come to see them during hospital visiting hours while her MIL mother-in-law comes to the house. She spends lots of time with her while she ignores my calls and drop-by visits. She's punishing me for being a fair mom by choosing her mother-in-law over me, and I don't know how to help her see sense. Obviously, you screwed up. I just found out my grandson was dying. Okay, how can I get my daughter to prioritize my emotional needs during her son's health crisis? You can't. Her son, the thing she made, is having a severe health crisis. You need to just back off, and however she decides to deal with it, and whoever she decides to turn to, in her time of real need, is one that you have to respect. Because you're healthy, so get the fuck over it. Her son needs her, and whatever she decides to see fit to handle it right now, and you can't get involved. You just have to be there for her when she decides. Let me see here. Am I a jerk because I want my boyfriend to stop giving me fake luxury items to impress his family? My boyfriend and I are arguing about presents. He loves a bargain and always drawn by 80%. Oh, my God. This is so me. 80% off sales and fakes, so he buys it. Okay, I don't buy fakes. If you'll excuse the expression, crap. Like, I prefer plain earrings to big flashy fake pearls and stones. I prefer one's nice no-name leather handbag to 10 fake Gucci's. True. I prefer one small item from the skincare line I refuse than a set of cheap stuff that smells awful and makes me itch. I buy him what he wants, and he buys me what he wants, too. Since this is a total waste of money, last Christmas I looked at a pile of crap and suggested we stop exchanging gifts and just go out to dinner or buy something for the house, especially since I was going to get another load of crap for Valentine's Day. He said, "What will people think?" When he says people, he means his family, because he's always bragging to them that he got me a designer bag and diamond earrings, even though none of it is real. I'm so mad he's being more concerned about looking flashy than making me happy. Or am I just a shallow bitch? No, look. If you're going to buy something for somebody, it can't be fake because you know it's fake. There's nothing worse than owning something and knowing it's fake. It's like owning a Mustang but only having 6 cylinders or 4 cylinders in it. That's not a Mustang. That's basically a fucking Ford Fusion. There's nothing wrong with a Ford Fusion. Ford Fusions are nice cars. There's just one problem. They're not Mustangs. It's like wearing a fake Rolex or a fake Breitling or a fake Tissot or a fake anything. It's not real. It's just a knockoff. It's not real, so don't wear it. Wear to your strengths. Wear to your wallet. Wear to your affordability. There's a lot of affordable things out there that are very, very nice. I mean, look, I just bought a nice pair of shoes. It cost me $25. I almost bought a vintage white buffet set for $29. I didn't want to pay for the shipping though. And I also don't need it. It was completely unneeded. Neither of those things was needed. But like I said, I have a spending problem. But I don't buy fake shit. You end up paying for it in the long run. You should save your money and buy something real, or absolutely go out to dinner. And you can get out of this. You can be like, listen, if you buy me fake shit, I'm just going to throw it in the trash in the trash, or I'm going to refuse it and I'm not going to wear it. And then you're spending your money on bullshit at this point. You're spending money on something that she's never going to wear. So he absolutely needs to wake the fuck up and realize that when it comes to spending money in general, buy the real thing. Buy the real thing or buy something different. Or if you can't afford it, don't buy it. If you can't afford the real thing either, don't buy that either. You don't need to be buying like some Chinese shit knockoffs because, number one, they will break. And number two, you're not really impressing anybody. You want to impress somebody? Open up a fucking stock trading account and start investing in your future instead of buying fake Gucci's. First of all, if you want to buy like a pair of nice loafers that are real, you can find pre-owned ones or whatever on the internet. Like I said, you can go on Slickdeals and build up a whole collection of real shit for real cheap. You don't need to be buying fake shit because that flashy crap is. Don't get me wrong, I like flashy stuff, but if it breaks your bank or if it's not real, then you're not even buying stuff for yourself. You're not even you're not doing anybody any favors. And if she doesn't want it, don't give it to her. Let me put it that way. If she doesn't want it, don't give it to her. We are at 54 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and close up shop. I'm going to try to maybe, how do I word this carefully? I know that right now there's a lot of talk about where inflation is coming from. There's the talk. I mean, the news is trying to sell you about monkeypox. They're trying to sell you about vaccinations. There is the coming housing market situation. There is a lot of talk about midterms. There's a lot of talk about Roe v. Wade. There's a lot of information out there to be had. The problem is if you're getting it from the mainstream news, if you're getting it from the government, it's not real. I can tell you right now, the WHO has lost all credibility to me. The CDC has lost all credibility to me. The Food and Drug Administration has lost a lot of credibility to me. The federal government, all three branches of the government, except for the judicial branch, with the exception of the judicial branch, which gave me my freedoms back, the rest have no credibility. I don't believe either side of the house. I don't believe our executive branch. I feel like, and I don't feel like our actual administrations, as far as like the Food and Drug Administration, the Center for Disease Control. I figure at this point it's all political talking points, and it's just it's just overreach. I believe nothing that they say. And it's tough too because there's a lot of like dangerous illnesses out there. There's a lot of information when it comes to food recalls and E. coli and other things, factory farming. There's a lot of information out there that we should have, but we're not getting it. So it's really a matter of, I feel like it has successfully driven us apart, and it's really hard to decipher if any of our government entities are telling the truth. To be perfectly honest with you, I just believe that nothing they say is real. I think it's all bullshit. I mean, when they talk about inflation, they blame Russia. When they talk about inflation, they talk about supply chain issues. Is Russia responsible for some supply chain issues? Yes. Are they responsible for the vast majority of them? No. It's like, oh, because we're at war with Russia, because there's a war with Russia, they're responsible for that. No, we've been at war for the past 30 fucking years. For the past 30 years, we've been bombing countries all over the world. There's been countries at war with each other all over the world. It's made no difference in supply chains. There's inflation because of COVID. There's inflation because our main ports are based in California, which is a shithole. There is the Jones Act. There is the fact that also companies like Tyson Foods or other companies also are using the excuse of inflation to jack up their prices because they know that they can make those quarterly bank on it because they know that we'll pay for it. At the end of the day, the consumer will pay for it. There's also the fear that we need to make these companies, they're like, we need to make our money now because demand is going to crash soon. So we need to make that quarterly bank now and clean up before the real famine hits because they believe that there's going to be a possible stock market apocalypse. So there's many, many, many different factors to this whole thing. It's not just one thing that the government's telling you about. You didn't make. You have it now. It is more important for an individual to use whatever means necessary to make decisions for themselves, and to stock up on whatever they see fit. Personally, I would stock up on whatever you see fit: canned goods, frozen meats, bullets. I mean, if you could stock up on gasoline, do it. I mean, am I a doomsday prepper? No. But I foresee an absolute shit show taking place because nobody's at the wheel. America is a car with bad alignment and nobody's behind the fucking steering wheel. And the people that are trying to drive it from the back seat are the people you do not want to drive it. They don't even have driver's licenses. They're fucking lunatics. I'm reading this thing about how to stop like political corruption, and I'm having a tough time because like I could write this utopian scenario, and I just know that nobody's gonna take it fucking seriously. But I'm gonna write it anyways because at least I say I wrote it. But giving any credibility to the government in any capacity, there's none. There's 100 seats in the Senate or whatever, and 90% of them are filled with people who are completely full of shit. So anything that anybody says or does, my advice to you is whatever you can do on your own without having a need for the federal government or having the need for state government or having the need to rely on anybody, really, with the exception of the power companies, unless you can have your own solar panel system or in your own diesel generator. God, at this point, it's best to remove any reliability, pay off everything, and just surround your house with gnomes. Because eventually this whole thing is going to come to a screeching halt. There is two ways out of democracy. People say that we're a republic. We are a republic, but we're a republic that uses a system of democracy. There are two ways out of democracy. One is a full-blown collapse of the system. Two is we shed our skin. Democracy can evolve. We can evolve, but we have to separate the bullshit in our government system, in our entire process. But we're not doing that. There's too much control. There's too much collectiveness. There's too much blaming others. There's too much reliability on people doing things for us and not being able to do things ourselves. And there's plenty of other factors at play here. But this kicking the can down the road, eventually, what are we doing sending billions of dollars across all over the world? We can't take care of healthcare in this country. We can't have nutrition programs and fitness programs for people in this country. We can't pay for accountability in this country. Instead, we give the ATF more power. We give the CDC more power. They're not a branch of the government. They're not a branch of the government. So what are we doing? I don't know. It's frustrating to see, and believe me, I do pay attention to it, but it is extremely frustrating. I can't talk about the Roe v. Wade thing. I don't have the stomach for it. I have thoughts. I don't have an opinion. I don't necessarily have a stance on it. There are other people that do, and that's fine. But that's not where my battlefield is. My battlefield is with shit like vaccine mandates, Second Amendment stuff. That's constitutional stuff. That's where I draw the line. When my principles rely heavily on what made this country and the fact that it has a capitalistic system and what can evolve beyond that. That's where I stand my ground. And that's where I'm willing to wage war. Beyond that, as far as having an open dialogue, having conversation, if there's one that can be had that doesn't resort in name calling, which sometimes it does and sometimes it's necessary, I'm open to that. But it seems like that environment isn't really there right now, and I feel like the people I'm able to have a conversation with is becoming smaller and smaller. So I just prefer not to have the conversation at all. Not that I'm willing to. Not that I'm even the one who's needing to have a conversation. But somebody needs to. Otherwise, this is just going to be me on this format, essentially just talking to myself. Do red flag laws concern me? Yeah, absolutely. If somebody doesn't like what I say, they can report me, and then possibly the next thing you know, I have a mental health record with the federal government, and the ATF is kicking down my door and shooting my dog. And at that point, it's fucking warfare. Because that's like, that hurts my chest just to even think about. So, my thoughts about government credibility and everything they've done over the past few years and everything that's come to light, I'm completely checked out. I believe nothing they say. It's a ship full of liars and fucking thieves, and they're asleep at the wheel. And I'm grateful that I can still afford food. I can still afford gas. I can still afford to live the life that I want to live. But I would much prefer for us to be more responsible and take care of things ourselves instead of having to rely on the government, who's constantly lying on us and shipping our hard-earned money overseas. But it'll take a very long time to turn this ship around, and I'm not sure necessarily we can. I'm not sure we can necessarily shed our skin. I'm more along the lines of this is going to collapse, and at the end of the day, we'll be the ones, us people on my level, that are going to pay for it, because we always do. So, in the meantime, we're just over an hour. I hope you took away some understanding of that final rant. You can find me on Instagram at @positive_sarcasm, Facebook.com/POS sarcasm. You can find me on Minds. You can find me on Gab AI. You can also find me on Wisdom. I just signed up for there. I'm not sure I'll do much on there, but I'm on there. So email me directly, positivesarcasm@outlook.com. You can also go to my website, positivesarcasm.com, for any other information there. Questions, concerns, comments, you guys know where to find me. In the meantime, thank you for listening. Ooh, somebody wants to go outside. In the meantime, thank you for listening, watching, and subscribing. And I'll talk to you all next week. Recorded here from the Spare Parts Studio. This has been a Positive Sarcasm presentation.